It's the fastest growing population in this country, talking about the elderly. And whether you're elderly yourself or a caregiver, there are stresses that go along with aging. We want to talk about that today with Dr. Jorge Porras from eStudySite. Just in general terms, the population of elderly folks in our country is growing so rapidly. Are we prepared to handle that?
Right. As you know, in this country, medical health care is so good that we're living longer and longer. And as a result, more and more of us are growing older and older. And it's predicted that by the year 2030, people over 65 are going to make up 20% of the population. And that's a huge number when you think about it. And so the question is, who's going to take care of them? And as a result, you and I, most of the caregiving is going to be by untrained.
I'm sorry, by 2020 I'll be in that category.
That's right.
So somebody's taking care of me at that point, hopefully.
So currently, there is even a strain today. Caregivers are the main line of caring for these people, and they, as a result of not being trained, can have a lot of stress. That stress can relate to insomnia, depression, and anxiety.
And I know at eStudySite, you're taking a real look at stress on caregivers.
Right. One of the things that we do look at, not only the patient per se being the elderly person, but the family becomes kind of a secondary patient. We listen to them, take their situation into account, and really listen to what stress is doing in their lives. And it can be a real vicious cycle, because if the caregiver becomes depressed or anxious, they can have physical problems that make their ability to care for the elderly worse, and then the elderly person goes downhill. So it's kind of a vicious cycle.
Well, you know, our grandparents used to say, oh, don't worry so much, you'll make yourself sick. And it sounded like, a wives' tale. But it's actually true, isn't it?
That's true. As you put stress on your body, whether it's excessive worry or depression, that causes physical changes in the body.
I know some folks are going to want to get involved in a study on this. They're going to say, you know what, I want to talk about it more, and I want to hear the latest information on this and be involved. Clinical trials?
Clinical trials are one way, and also seeing your family doctor is another way. They're the kind of the gatekeepers of seeing a psychiatrist or other mental health workers, and they themselves can treat depression. But if you're interested in a clinical trial, we are doing them on stress, anxiety, and depression.
Very good. Dr. Jorge Porras from eStudySite. And again, you can go to eStudySite.com for more information, or just call the number on your screen right there. Doctor, good to see you again. Thank you.
You're welcome.